So I'm going to show you how to make one of these on your single needle flatbed embroidery machine. You can still do them on your multi machine, but at the moment I'm doing mine on a single needle machine. Yeah, let's get on with the job at hand, shall we? See you in a minute. Right, as you can see, I have got Embrilliance. Now this is Embrilliance Essentials. I paid approximately £95 for it, which I think is very reasonable. You can bring any of your designs in. It comes with some different appliques as well that you can do. I haven't used it to its full potential yet. I am only just learning it, but for what I've seen so far, it's well worth the money. So basically, I've got this monogram here. Now, I bought fonts and stuff off of Etsy. So if I go into that letter A there, if I click on that, it will come up with this box here, all right? And at the minute, it's on monogram. Okay, really, I should just use the mouse, it'd be easier. So over here, I have a selection of fonts which I have personally purchased myself. You do get some with it, and I have got this one here which is Carson Monogram, and it's a 1.5 inch. All right, it does do them bigger as well, but you can pick any font you want really, any of what you've got. So I've gone for that, and what I did basically was in this little box up here, we're just going to go over that, and then we're going to type in my initials, KLT, okay, and then we're going to go on to enter, and then it changes it like that. All right, and what I did was I dragged them closer together. So I clicked on the K there and pulled it over, and then same with the T. You can do these individually, or you can do them all, like make the letters space closer together in one by going on, basically, you click on it, and then down here, you've got this here, this slider bar, so you can space them apart or more closer together. You could curve them as well. You can do all sorts, you can slant them, but we're gonna leave it like this for now. And then what we're going to do is I'm not going to make it any smaller or bigger, but we need to flip it upside down, because when we put our design into our machine and the beanie, it needs to be stitched upside down. You'll see why in a bit. So I've got it on that, I've clicked on that. Now I need to go to this here, okay, and I can click on that once. It puts it sideways. Click on it again, puts it upside down. All right, so anything in your design software, whatever you're using, you can do this. So you want to put it upside down. Now what I want to do is put an applique box around it, okay, so we can cut our patch. You can purchase applique boxes, you can get your own. With Embrilliance, it does have their own. Now what I'm going to do is go into this little cog here with an arrow. You click on that, and then it brings up these boxes here. So these are like applique frames 1, applique shapes, alignments, what else do we have? Fancy shields, frames, motifs, novelty shapes. It comes with a few things of its own, but I want just a square box, okay? So I can't remember, there it is. So under applique shapes, double click on that, and there we have our box. Now I want it to fit around my applique, around my monogram, so I'm going to stretch it out a little bit, okay. Let's stretch it out a little bit this way as well, okay, and then we'll just stretch it in a bit because we don't want it so large. There we go. So that's what we've got here. Ignore the one behind, that's what I've already stitched out. I'm just showing you now how to do this, okay? So then when I put my hat in the hoop, on the hoop, I want it to stitch, depending on how you're going to hoop up your hat. Now, there's the center point of my hoop, I'm presuming, but when I go into my machine, I change it again anyway. So I hoop my hat at the halfway mark, and then I want my design to come just up above the bottom of my hat, okay? So what I do then is I move the design up wholly, okay? So let's get rid of this back one a minute, so we can start again with this, and I'll show you what I mean. Now I want to select all of this, okay? So to do that, we're going to go around like so, okay? Then we're going to move it up. So we should be able to just, there we go, click on it and drag it up. So I've dragged it over the halfway mark, all right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to put your little USB into your computer, into your port, and then you're going to go up to File, and then down to Save Stitcher File As. Now when you click on that, it should come up here with your, I mean, I haven't got my USB in at the minute, okay? So it's not going to give me that option, but it will come up and you will save it to your USB. Then that's it, done. Then all you've got to do then is put it onto your machine and stitch it out. But once you've put it onto your machine, always ensure that this design is above the center point, or wherever you choose to put your the bottom of your hat, okay? Because you don't want it too high up, so it's going to be too high up on your head, and you don't want it too low down, because then it's not going to stitch onto your your beanie hat. Because usually what you want to do when you put your beanie on your hoop is you want it just over the halfway mark or at the halfway point, okay? And this will allow you to easily flip it up from underneath as well. So that's the basis of it really, okay? So we're going to apply some stabilizer to the hoop, and I've used a strong cutaway here. You can use tearaway if you wish, but I've used a strong cutaway. Then we're going to get our beanie. Make sure your beanie is inside out before you hoop it. We're going to hoop it over halfway down the hoop. This is how I prefer to do it, okay? And mine's going to be laid towards the back of my machine. You can choose to do it either way, whichever suits you, but make sure your design is facing the correct way. Now, as you can see, my design is upside down as well, because once we flip this the right way up, it's going to show as the right way up. Now I'm going to apply some pins, and this is to secure it in place, because basically we're floating it really, aren't we? So pins in place. You can choose to use however many pins you wish, providing you put them in the correct positions. You do not want your machine to stitch into the pins. So I've put them towards the very edge, and I'm going to apply some more down the bottom to keep that in place too. I will add, however, when you're putting your pins in, do not pin the back of the cap to the stabilizer, only pin the front section, okay? And you can do this by popping your hand underneath to avoid and just flipping it out the way. This is why I turn it around the other way, so I can get a better handle on it. And then I pop my hand underneath, move the back out the way, and then just pin the front of the cap to the stabilizer. There we go. So that now is in place. I know my design's going to go towards the center there. Then we're going to pull the back out. As you can see, cap is inside out and out of the way too, so we won't be stitching the back to the front. So here we go, we're going to pop it onto the machine now. So here we go, we're going to stitch out the position for our fabric to lay, and once that's stitched out, we're going to get our fabric and lay that in the correct position. Here we have some faux leather, and I'm going to pop that now into the machine and lay it just over the stitched out line. Back again and start again. take the hoop off gently because we don't want to disturb the hat too much, and we're going to cut around the applique. Now I'm using Fiskars curved scissors, and these I find are the best. They're tiny, they're curved, they're pointed, and what I do is I hold one end of the fabric, slightly lift it and away from the design itself, and then lay the scissors flat so that they don't cut into the hat, but they cut into the fabric really closely to those stitches, if you see what I mean. It can be tricky, but if you take your time, you will get the hang of it. And there you go, I'm pulling the fabric up and out of the way so I can get those little points of the scissors right in there. Now I only use the tip. I don't go right in with the scissors, okay? And I will go over this again in a minute because I can see a little bit to the edge there where I have missed it. But pulling up and be gentle as well, and then cutting really helps. So now I'm going in close again. I'm laying the bottom of the scissors flat so that it doesn't cut into the underneath fabric, and cutting those little bits of excess off. So you can get very close in, and especially if you use the very tip, the point of the scissors. Back onto the machine now to do our finished part of the applique. To the monogram itself, and as you can see, it's stitching lovely upside down and directly onto the faux leather. Here we go, finished. So now we're going to take it off the machine, and we're going to take the pins out and see what we have. But I really like this, it looks absolutely lovely. So here we are, we're taking the pins out, and then we're just going to take the whole thing off the hoop, and we're going to tear away the stabilizer or cut away whatever you used, and then we're going to put the hat the right way up in a minute. So as you can see, it's inside out and it's upside down. Now all will be revealed, because once we put it in the right way, which I'm going to do right now, there we go, now it's underneath. So I'm just going to pull away that excess because it's tear away. I'm going to pull that away. The faux leather should hold the stitches in place nicely anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. And now we're going to fold it up as you would a beanie, so that the design is potentially the right way up. There we go. Look at that. Wow, I love it. I am so pleased with that. And you know, the variations are endless, aren't they? I mean, I really like this colour combination. I love the pearlescent faux leather, I love the pink, and I love the white. Really, really nice. I love it. Absolutely love it. Not bad. Quite nice actually. Very pleased with that. Very, very pleased. Look at that, look. I love it. I think I'm going to do more of these. Initialed beanies. Not bad at all. Love it. There we go. So that's that done. Very pleased with that. I really like it. And it's all about colour coordination as well. So the white goes really nice with the pink. And this is like a creamy coloured, pearly coloured faux fabric. Embroidery vinyl. Well, it's embroidery vinyl. It's this stuff here, which you can get in sheets from Amazon. So yeah, I've got a lovely pink as well. I've only got that much left, so I might be able to get a patch out of that piece there and then use it on one of these pink beanies. So yeah, quite pleased with that. Really like it. Yeah. Well, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And I will see you again soon. Bye for now.